Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Call of Duty is in a really weird spot right now. As a player, it's certainly in a frustrating spot right now, and they're not doing anything to really help it seems like, over the course of the past few weeks. Admittedly, this is partially a topic that we sort of breezed over a little bit towards the start of Season 4. We mentioned it in passing a little bit, but I expected it would probably resolve itself. It usually does when a season gets off to a rocky start, because we've seen it time after time after time, which is an unfortunate statement in and of itself, but just sort of the history of COD at this point. Large updates have large issues. It's sort of just the connotation that we have now, as much as it sucks to say. But Season 4 is different because something really bizarre, something really strange is happening with Season 4 and with Call of Duty in general right now. And on Call of Duty's side, it's basically complete and utter silence. It is crickets, it's radio silence. There's nothing going on whatsoever. We as a player base have been given no answers, despite the fact that Season 4 hasn't gone to plan quite literally whatsoever. You may recall that back at the start of Season 4, the season initially launched, and yes, it clearly had a ton of issues, as we talked about in several videos at the time. But right when the season launched, for the first 24 hours or so, you jump in, you look at the battle pass, it's your standard 8-week season, right? Pretty typical date lineup. In fact, the Season 4 reveal blog even detailed a lot of what was going to be happening for the first half of the season, with the ballerina event to kick things off. The sort of John Wick foot in the door collaboration seems so strange that everyone's been begging for a John Wick skin, and then they go and say, well, we'll do something from the world of John Wick, but maybe that's just the entry and we'll get there eventually. But that event was supposed to kick things off, last for a week, and then we'd get into the Rivals event, which would be a 2-week event, bringing us into the mid-season update. And then on June 26th, we'd see Season 4 Reloaded drop. A few other things would be happening. We'd have some zombies events going on. Like, they clearly detailed and outlined everything as planned in that Season 4 reveal blog, which of course was released, a week before Season 4 even ended up dropping. So there was clearly a set schedule that was detailed in that blog. Now, either that blog's communication was completely off, or 24 hours into Season 4, Call of Duty kind of made a panic maneuver and shifted the timeline of everything, because as you may recall, about a day into Season 4 being live and being full of problems, the servers being absolutely disastrous, all sorts of bugs and glitches going on, players started to notice that, oh, wait a second, the Battle Pass countdown timer just got updated. This season's now lasting an extra 2 weeks instead of being a standard 8-week, 56-day season. Season 4, which bear in mind is already a very dry, pretty basic season, all things considered, like nothing too crazy happening this season, is now going to drag on for an additional 2 weeks. It's going to be a 70-day long season, and currently is not set to end until August 7th. Now, at the time, it's like, okay, weird change, weird update, but clearly, like the blog, everything else detailed a pretty set schedule here. Maybe this is a bug, this is an error of some kind, another glitch that's popped up with the launch of Season 4. But as time's gone on, that hasn't changed. They haven't fixed or corrected the Battle Pass countdown timer, which leads us to believe that yes, this 70-day long, this 10-week long season is in fact the plan, which was not the original plan, clearly just a week prior to Season 4. Now, they can absolutely delay Season 5, and I honestly, if they're not confident with things, I'd prefer to see the delays. Call of Duty really has not done this a ton in the past, where they actually say, okay, hey, we're going to put this on a pause, we're going to put this on hold for a minute and make sure it's good and make sure it's ready, and then we'll drop it. They really haven't done that much, but when they have, it's proven to be the correct move. Season 3, obviously the most recent time with the return of Verdansk, they delayed that by about 2 weeks, and it launched as one of the smoothest updates we'd had in years, and still is definitely the best update we've had so far this year for Black Ops 6 as well. So clearly that delay worked. So if they're delaying Season 5 and they're extending Season 4 here in favor of making sure things are correct and things are functioning, then yes, that's objectively good. The bad, though, is that they've yet to communicate any of this whatsoever. If you're going to delay things, that is what it is, for better or for worse. But at least say something. Don't just push it under the rug and hope no one notices, and it's like, comes time for the 8 weeks in, and it's like, no, wait a second. We're still 2 weeks out from this season ending. What happened here, right? Like, you have to say something. The transparency, the communication this year has already been very rough, and this is just, making matters worse, leaving everyone really confused as to what's going on, because now it's been compounded even further this past week on the 12th. According to that same Season 4 reveal blog with the set original schedule, we were going to see that Rivals event drop on the 12th. Obviously, the Ballerina event was supposed to come to a close right away when they also extended the season by 2 weeks. They did extend that Ballerina event as well to be a 2-week thing instead of a 1-week thing. But then the Rivals event was supposed to drop with the, quote unquote, launch window content of a Strider 3-round burst mod, a new score streak, things of that nature. And then time comes for that update, and there again is just nothing. It's not there. Now, we clearly know now, because we've seen the update in game, that the Rivals event is starting this week on the 19th, so it's been delayed by a week. But again, absolutely no conversation or communication whatsoever from Call of Duty. Complete radio silence. The only thing they're talking about is their Black Ops 7 marketing, which is, whatever, completely different game. Okay, that's great. It's coming later. What about the here and now? Can we get anything on what's going on in your game right now that's still not functioning from the seasonal update from a few weeks ago, right? So this lack of communication, this lack of transparency, this complete radio silence has everyone wondering what is actually going on here. Again, according to that Season 4 reveal blog, those dates line up and would indicate that Season 4 Reloaded should be coming up here on the 26th in just over a week's time. Now, with the Reloaded updates, they've done marketing a week out, so it's possible we could see some mention of this on the 19th potentially. They've done marketing just a few days before, on like the Monday or Tuesday before the Reloaded update. So it could be not until the 23rd or the 24th that we know for sure if Season 4 Reloaded's coming on the 26th. But everything else has been delayed. Season 5's been delayed. That was pushed back. The Rivals event, that was pushed back. And because they haven't communicated anything, we're left sitting here wondering, okay, well, yeah, things are definitely problematic and buggy now, but with the Reloaded update, that should fix some things right now. Keep in mind, it could also very easily break several other things, but they haven't said anything. And it's just like a wait every day. Oh, is COD gonna say anything today? Oh, nope, they're retweeting the CDL rewards or the CDL schedules. COD gonna say anything today? Oh, no, they're posting some screenshots for some Black Ops 7 wallpapers. The lack of communication here, this has always been a big focus for me personally, obviously, because I am a means of communication in a lot of, cases with Call of Duty, trying to relay news to you guys and get information to you guys. And transparency and communication with the community is a core pillar of making sure the game and the community are on the same page. And right now, we're on page 217 of this book in Call of Duty. They might not even have the book open, quite frankly. We don't know where they're at, right? And this isn't necessarily like super high tier stuff. They could simply say, hey, the Rivals event's been delayed by a week while we focus on making sure it launches in a seamless state. Or, hey, Season 5, the launch for that has been pushed back as we're not content with the launch of Season 4 and 1 when sure, we don't have a repeat scenario here. Or, hey, Season 4 Reloaded's coming up on this date, so be on the lookout for that. We'll share more in the coming days. So at least we have some kind of idea what's going on, because right now in game, there are still several significant bugs and glitches persisting from the launch of Season 4, on top of things not launching and not getting released as originally intended and originally scheduled, and they've yet to amend any of these blogs, any of these notes mentioning the dates. They've yet to say anything on their socials about why things are being delayed, or if they're even quote-unquote officially delayed, even though they obviously are, looking at the dates now. So it's just a situation that, quite frankly, as a player, is incredibly frustrating. Call of Duty's communication has always been a very up and down roller coaster-esque situation. It's been very inconsistent. At launch, we always see insanely good communication, and then, a few weeks into launch might taper off a little bit, but then Season 1 drops and communication's crazy again and everything's booming with Warzone, right? But then Season 2 comes and the communication's maybe a little bit more quiet, but then something breaks the game and they're quick to, address that, but then they're quiet again for a little while. It's just, it's rough not having this consistent stream of transparency and interaction with the community. The whole purpose of having these channels to, get the information out there, them not talking leads to even more concern and confusion on top of a game itself, which is already causing concern and confusion. So I'm not quite sure what Call of Duty is up to right now, but it is rather strange in general. Obviously, as we get any information, any potential communication from Call of Duty themselves, I'll be sure to keep you guys in the loop. So stay tuned for that alongside everything else going on in COD by simply hitting that subscribe button. And if you guys enjoyed this video, you want to get more eyes on it, share the topic around, A like rating is always seriously appreciated as well. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.